now we are starting to connect to YouTube. I'll let you know.
Thank you.
And anyone who might be joining us still and wondering what's taking so long, it's because it's our first time connecting through this
Hi,
software.
Alicia.
But we'll be ready very shortly.
They're already commenting. I heard.
And if you're wondering what I look like, a strong jaw and Roman nose.
Yes. It was growling like a lion. Kelly, what's happening here?
Okay. All right, Nancy, so we are connected on YouTube as well, so welcome to the YouTube listeners.
Yes.
If you can give me 30 seconds, we can start.
Welcome, everyone.
What are we going to be talking about today?
We're going to talk to Kelly Skalicky here so she can show us the money. We want to know everything about banking, especially when it comes to Stearns Bank. Who are they? What can we do? Can we get some insight? Let's build some relationships, and let's grill our new favorite CEO.
I was going to ask you about making relationships. I just said Wells Fargo.
Not though.
I'll save it, but yeah. Important to have relationships. Let's just say that.
You have relationships now.
Yes.
They make the world go around. Ask Jayden, who you also see very soon.
Oh, yeah. And then he wrote his info. Good.
Oh, wow. I didn't know we had subtitles. How awesome. Yeah, it's captioning automatically. Guys, I know you can hear me out there. We're coming.
And we are all ready to go, Nancy, on your mark. So
Set.
you just let me know.
I'm ready.
Okay. Let's see. And
Born ready.
I'm a little too ready. I wasn't quite as ready as I thought.
We got some bread.
I forgot I got to start on you. Okay.
That's how we
Working
roll,
out the
though.
So
bugs.
relatable, like I can't help
that's how we
it.
go.
Yeah, we just work. We don't eat.
That's right.
We just work. We don't have time to eat. What's that? What's food? Hey,
There she
welcome
is.
back to the Black Business Enterprises Podcast. And this is the Entrepreneurs Hotline for you guys. We have an incredible episode for you. I know we've been gone for a while externally, guys. You know, the sponsorship money is very thin out in these streets. But I am so happy to see all of you. And I want you to get ready for a very, very special episode. Now, originally, we started this podcast to educate and really just spread as much awareness and financial literacy, highlight business owners. And I thought, why not just hear it from the horse's mouth? So today on Show Me the Money, I have the one and only Kelly Skalicky, President and CEO of Stearns Bank. And she's here. She's amazing, guys. Welcome, Kelly, to Black Business Enterprises Podcast. How are you?
I'm great, Nancy. Thanks for having me.
You're so welcome. Just so you know, you're the first white person on this podcast. So you
Hey.
should know you're very...
I'm honored.
You're
Yeah.
first. And the reason why I wanted to bring you on here is because the number one question in my community is, I need funding. Where is the funding? That's the number one issue that is really afflicting all of us. So having you here is very exciting because we can hear it right from you. Where's the money? How do we get to it? And also banking. Can we learn a little bit more about what you do? And how do we build relationships with banks so we can also have that shaking hands on the golf course deals that seems like everybody else is having? Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can break some of my stereotypes. But I would love to get to know you more and also introduce you to our community. And then just learn more about how we can also fully fund our businesses.
Well, we've got the money, right? We're a bank. Our bank was formed in central Minnesota by my parents. So the year I was born, my folks bought a little bank in Albany, Minnesota. They were farmers from North Dakota. And so we understand business because they started a small business. They were farmers. They figured out in their late 20s, if you can figure it out, I mean, I can't even believe it to this day.
In their late 20s.
Late 20s.
Wow.
1963, they figured out how to buy a bank. So they're very entrepreneurial. So I
Wow.
grew up, that was my family business, right? Is they were bankers. And what does it mean to be a banker? It means to help your community grow, help other small businesses grow. So I think we're different because we grew up as a little bank in central Minnesota, and now we're 2.4 billion, and we're across the country, and we finance small businesses across the country. And
Wow.
so we understand what it's like to sit down as a small business and say, what is your vision for your business? How do you want to start? Where are you now? You're a startup. You have big dreams. What do you want to do this year, next year? What's your business plan? We met with a small business today.
Yes, actually, I have personally seen you drive
Introduced
hours
from
to
you.
drive. Oh, from you?
Yes.
So Farah Jama, shout out to Farah and her business. It's Janae. I think a lot of you know her. Actually, I see some of the comments. Shout out to her, guys. I've actually witnessed Kelly and her team. They also did this for me. Hopping on planes and cars and driving all over just to come and meet us one to one. Like one-on-one in people's offices, stores, and that is huge. I've never seen that happen with anybody else. So it's really exciting to see. So what? And this, we're gonna have some tough conversations, Kelly.
Good.
Okay, so as someone, and I know your parents started this, bootstrapped it, but how do we think that you can relate to us since the business was passed down to you, right? Because and this is just an honest question from my
Yep.
community, right? If the business was passed down to you, so it already existed. So how do you relate to us, really?
Well, I think most business owners, they come from that. Their parents worked real hard. Maybe they come from a family business. So growing up in this family business, all I saw was 24/7 work, right? I didn't eat today. We're busy meeting
If you hear
with
any
customers.
buzzes.
That's probably me. Could be you. But what you do is you learn from your family. Any family farm. I grew up in a community where all my friends, their business was a family farm, passed down generation to generation. There's not a generation that grows up in a entrepreneurial business family that doesn't know that you get it by working hard.
Right.
So my job is I bring my own values. I bring my own vision, right, for the business. And
I've seen a bit of that vision.
a big part of that is knowing the biggest growing business sector in the country is women and minority-owned businesses.
Yes,
And
we're blowing up.
they also have the hardest access to capital. They can't get access to capital. So they're running businesses, growing without that very
Which
important
shows you
access.
the resilience that we have.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I got it because I see here.
So who wouldn't want
you
to do
guys
business?
actually texted me. You're supposed to put it in the comments, guys. Don't text me. I have 296 messages for real, right? Don't I?
Yeah.
So, so going back to that, right? For us, nothing's passed down to us.
Right.
So we're starting with -0. Hey, Marnika, good evening to you. A shout out to Star Status Tresses. So we're starting from nothing whatsoever. So we don't have any of that. So like you said, we're building businesses and growing. And I don't know if we're necessarily thriving, but imagine if we're getting this far with no money, imagine what we could do with even more money or some capital. Like Marnika here, who's watching us right now, she's bootstrapped. I don't think she ever had a single loan for her business. Yes, she's past the $100,000 mark, and she sells hair and beauty products. And I'm gonna throw the question back at you once again. So knowing that a lot of us didn't grow up with that business mindset, but we do work 24/7 and we have that very strong ethic and don't have the money, how can Stearns Bank, or can you tell us a little bit more about your products and how do we really build meaningful relationships?
The first thing we do is we love you to call. One of the biggest differences with us is we literally answer our phone on the first ring.
That's true.
Why do we do that? Well, we do that because people are really busy. Entrepreneurs, most of them are solopreneurs where they don't have employees or their employees are 1099 employees. So they are working. They're between shops, they're between jobs. So they got to call.
Facts.
So just call us and you'll get a human being, which is a huge differentiator. And then we'll say, what do you need, right? We'll get you to a relationship manager and then we'll have a conversation. What do you need? How are you financing your business now? Most are doing it on probably personal credit, credit cards, friends and family. If you can sustain a business, right, and you've used those sources, you are a real business. The first thing it is, treat yourself like a real business. All right, let's build some bank credit, right? Build some, because most banks will look at you and say, look, you don't have historical financials. You don't have debt that you've paid off, other banks. We will do startups, right?
Yes.
Because we understand that piece. Look, I've done landscaping for 5 years, worked for somebody else. I want to start my own, but I need equipment. I know the business. I want to drive truck. I've driven for someone else. I want my own business now. Well, that's what we want you to do. You have the skills. Now you want to start your own business, so you need a truck. You've got the jobs to do. So we will look forward with you, right? Instead, a lot of banks will say, well, after you've been in business 2 years, you've got those historical financials, you come in and
But you take them right away, which I've seen.
Absolutely.
That's incredible. Hello, Brittany Fowler. Guys, she's at the Mall of America. I think she's leaving the Mall of America and leaving us, but incredible store. Great job. Keep going with your business. So that's a big deal because for us Black-owned businesses, a lot of us started and bootstrapped during George Floyd. So we may not have those historicals, but you have people that literally walked away from Fortune 500 companies because they were just tired, but have the know-how. They have the maybe the professional history, but just not on a bank account. So I really do appreciate that Stearns Bank is allowing that, and I've seen it with. Can we mention Tom and Isaac? They're working.
Absolutely.
I've sent them dozens of people. I'm like, hey, this person needs a loan. That person needs a loan. That person needs a loan. Can you please take care of it? And I kid you not, they pick up the phone the first ring every single time. And I know they're sick of me. So shout out to you, Tom and Isaac. Next, let's move right into capital. Right? So, okay, we talked about credit. Of course, when you're an entrepreneur, you're putting everything on your credit card. Now you need a loan because you're growing your business. I'm going to give you a very tangible scenario here. I have a gentleman. He has a lemonade company, has orders with Hy-Vee's, Walmart, whatever. But now his credit cards are maxed out. Yes, the purchase orders are coming. No money. No money to fill them.
That's right. We say that all the time. So almost the best day in your life is you get a contract, right? Or you get a purchase order from Target, or you get a government contract to do the landscaping over there, right? And now you're like celebrating, and then you're like, oh boy, I got to hire people. I've got to buy new equipment. And so again, most banks will say, well, you don't have, that's a future earnings.
Yes.
And that's not reliable. We will look at that, right? Because you have to, that's a receivable. I mean, Target is a good receivable payer.
That's
right?
a great receivable.
Right? So we have to allow you to be able to make that product, right? To get it in there. So it's a business plan. So what is your business plan? The other thing is, we are one of the largest SBA lenders in the nation. Even as small as we are, I mean, $2 billion, it sounds big, but it's for bank size, it's not that big. But we're bigger than a lot of the small community banks. But we do business nationwide, but we'll do SBA lending. We're familiar with deed, like Minnesota. Every state will give certain technical assistance. They'll give certain grants. We're a USDA lender nationwide. So if you're in rural communities, there are so many resources out there that we happen to be. We've done it for 20 years. We've done it for 20 years across the country. We'll do equipment finance contract financing. Again, we've got 35,000 businesses nationwide in every single vertical you can think of, from trucking to optometrists to loggers to landscapers to, I mean, every farmers across the entire country. So there's not an industry we haven't. Daycares. There's a
Huge needs in
huge
childcare.
need in childcare right now.
But they're struggling right now because they can't get funded anywhere else.
Exactly. And so there's a lot of cities and local counties that are doing grant programs that we're tapped into. So you bridge that along with some financing.
Absolutely.
Right?
So I have a few questions coming in. So
Okay.
excuse me. Guys, put them in the comments, please. Make sure you put them in the comments. So SBA, you mentioned you're one of the biggest
Yep.
SBA lenders
Yep.
in the country. Can you please explain a little bit for those that don't know what an SBA loan is and why interest
Why
rate
it's-
is lower? Why is the
why it's so
way to go?
beneficial.
Yep, absolutely.
SBA for very long time has done a extraordinary job building small businesses across the country. Now, if you're a preferred lender like we are, we don't have to run it by SBA. We have the discretion because we've done it so long. We can provide an SBA loan without the time lag of sending it to the SBA and saying, "Is this loan okay
What?
for you to do?" So there's a lot of preferred lenders out there, but we have 40 people who are dedicated to do nothing but SBA. So when we are, and we keep it all in-house. We talk to you from the beginning. We underwrite it. We service it. We keep it all
Okay.
within our bank, and we do this nationwide.
Okay.
All right, and the loans can be very
That's
small.
crazy.
They can be working capital only. They can be if you're building inventory.
How
if
small
you're
is too small?
There isn't a low.
5,000?
We've done as low as 5 to 10,000.
Okay.
There's an express program.
Stop playing. I see my phone is going off. Listen here.
So a lot of big banks won't do that.
That's
because
crazy.
It just the same resources it takes to do a small loan is a big loan. So Isaac was at a conference once, and they had an example of a loan at $400,000, and the other banker on the stage said, "Well, what would you do with it?" He said, "Well, I'd send it to Stearns Bank because we don't do any loans under $500,000." So Isaac was like, I barely had to answer the question because
my
we will
God.
do. That's where the need is the smaller loans, and so many banks just won't spend the time on that.
And that's a real shame because right now, and again, I have some of my members here live, and sorry, I'm going to mute again. Some of my members here live that they may need $10,000.
Yes.
They may need 15. And also, if they do get approved,
Yep.
get approved, it may take 3 to 4 weeks, right? So you're telling me because you guys are in-house,
Yep.
you're able to make that decision. Because Isaac really shocked me. I sent someone and they said, well, if he sends me the paperwork by this weekend, I'll have him approved by Monday night. And I was
Yep.
like, stop playing, Isaac.
And that's Isaac working Friday and Saturday and talking to me on Saturday. That's the way
he
we work.
texted me all
Yes.
weekend, and he
Yeah.
was working all weekend to make sure that business owner could get approved. That's
Now,
insane.
I have advice for people, though, when you're putting, it's really important, and again, you can call us, but it's much easier to refinance your credit card when you have it on a business credit card in the name of your business. Now, many people do, Nancy doing business as a DBA. That's okay. But what we do is we then take your personal credit card, if you put it on a personal credit card, and if we can show that it was a business expense, there's just a little more documentation we have to do for SBA to show that it was a business expense. We can refinance that because it's
To pay off the credit card.
To pay off the credit card and put it into. Now the beauty about this
music.
is you can put this on, let's say, a 10-year amortized loan.
Can you
So-
explain that, please, for
Okay.
the
So
people?
instead of you having the interest accruing and you having to pay it off on a 1-year or 2-year loan, you can literally spread that payment. Let's say you owe $10,000. So instead of it coming due next year, you can spread it over 10 years. Now you can imagine what your payment would be, right? Much tinier. And your
yeah.
cash flow much better, so you can spread that over. So you could take that if your credit card debt is built up for business expense, and now it's like, oh my gosh, I'm
You know
being
what a
drowned.
relief it would be for some people here? It would be guys, I'm gonna ask the questions right to you guys.
And we can come back and have many sessions like this.
'Cause
Or just call us and we'll help you walk through
So
that.
you're telling me right now. So anybody that wants to be connected to Stearns Bank right now for a business loan, by the way, go ahead and contact me or go to. We actually have our own page that they're creating just for us for BBE members, actual branded for us. So you'll be able to reach out. But please do reach out because they do have the capacity, and she's not lying, guys. I sent her people and they were on it all weekend. So you're telling me, I'm going to reiterate for the people at home, if you're a business owner, you've got some business expenses, is maybe it's not on a business credit card, but if we can prove that it was a business expense, which it usually is,
Yes.
then it can also be refinanced and then
Yes.
spread out longer
Yes.
so your payments are a lot
smaller.
lower. So you
Right.
can put that through
And
our
you can
capital.
get that credit card. Most small businesses, that's how they
brilliant.
start, right? They do it and they're patching things together. If you have family loans, put it on a note, right? Put it on a note.
Even
and
family
say,
loans.
Well, if a family's given you a loan for your business, just document it, right?
Wow.
On a loan, and then you could take that and refinance that as part of you could consolidate that debt into one loan then and put it over time.
Hey,
right?
Gabe,
So
can you
that's-
rewind and delete all of that so Georgia doesn't send me Georgia doesn't send me a bill for all the money I owe her, please?
Oh, already done. No problem.
Thank you very much. Okay, continuing. But no, a lot of us do depend on our family, friends. Some of
Yes.
us don't have family, friends. So again, we bootstrap. But the number one issue that I've seen is people racking up debt on their
Yes.
credit card.
Yes.
So right now, I'm going to give you another scenario of someone that's here. I'm not going to mention names, but here in our audience, she has a store. Her store is booming, doing very well. But inventory obviously constantly has to go on. $6,000-$7,000 in credit card debt. You would think, well, that doesn't sound like much, but to a small business owner, it's huge.
a lot, yeah.
So this solution will work for someone like that.
Yeah.
Give us a call. Give us a call. So any other tips or tricks you can give to entrepreneurs about, number one, staying afloat. Number two, and I know you said you pick up on the first call, you making initiatives, but building a relationship for Black folks between white folks, as I said, and just being raw, sometimes it feels like we're out of the club. But obviously, I haven't felt that with you because you drove all the way to me. It doesn't feel like we're in the club and there's like a secret language that we're not part of. I'm sure you have you've seen things in your lifetime because I know you said that this is systemic and you know that there's a problem. How can we continue to further break those barriers for us? And I know that your bank is doing everything it can, but what else can we do to build meaningful relationship and be taken as seriously as other business owners?
Yeah, I think it's communities like this. It's what you're establishing. It's information sharing between people. It's supporting each other in business, right? And also coming in and doing your homework to make sure that you're getting the banking services you should be getting, right?
So not
Don't-
knowing may get you in the wrong.
Yes,
Got it.
get educated, right? So we say this a lot about deposit accounts. People think all banks are the same,
No.
right? What we do, hold your money securely, FDIC insured, and give you loans. Pretty much all banks should be doing that. What we do, who we are, right? We're not bank boring. We're not kind of the stuffy bankers because we understand entrepreneurs and we understand
it.
that dream. And, so who we are is very different and how we do it is very different. I can give you an example. People worry about their credit scores a lot, right? People really worry because
It's
a
our
lot
nightmare.
yeah. But we look at numbers. Of course, we pull credit. We pull your business credit, right? But I can tell you a 680 credit score, one may be an obvious approval, like no problem. Another 680, if you look at the numbers and how they got the 680, might be we can't approve you right now, right? So you have to know it's not just, we look behind the numbers because a lot of people, for example, or a bankruptcy, right? Or your credit scores drop because you've had health issues, right?
Yes.
We will look exactly.
Or credit card debt due to business. Yep.
We'll look exactly why. Well, obviously their credit's dropped, their credit is increased because they need a loan. They need a more sustainable loan. So we will look at that and say that is an approvable credit because they have the cash flow. If we put them in this new refinance loan, their cash flow will be enough to pay that debt, right?
Okay,
Then they won't
okay.
have to run up the credit. Then their credit score will improve. So you have to look at, that's how we build, I mean, it's building relationships, but it's understanding your business and
Of
understanding
course.
where you are. So the other advice I can say is have your personal financial statement together. Have that document together. Just your assets, liabilities, just have that together, have it updated.
QuickBooks, guys.
Have a business balance sheet, income statement. Treat yourself like a real business. And then we talk about deposit accounts. Everyone says, oh, a deposit account, it's the same at every bank. It's not the same at every bank, right? What you're getting on interest from the bank on your deposit account, and then what fees they're taking out. You've got to do the math because most people think, oh, I have $10,000 in the bank and it's safe and sound and your bank is no different than the next bank. Yes, because if you start looking what those fees are, that's eating away at that $10,000. You actually don't know it, but the fees every month are going to reduce what you think is safe and sound of that $10,000. So
It eats
we
up
will do
any interest that you made.
exactly, and more sometimes. So we'll do a comparison. We'll say, hey, give us 3 months of bank statements. We'll show you what your interest earned and what your fees are, and then we'll say if you had one of our accounts, this is what your interest would earn. This is how much fees. Every time we've done that, they would have made more money.
Oh, wow.
I mean, and everybody's digital, right? Everybody has
Everybody-
an app.
we're
Nobody
all
wants to
digital.
schlep into a bank. You don't want to go into a bank anyway, so it doesn't
No.
matter where you are.
don't want
You
that.
can have our accounts anywhere because you can move your money. You can link all your accounts. Even if you're multi-banked, you have bank account here and here, try us because you can link it in the app and you can sweep the money over and get more interest on
Okay,
ours.
so along those lines, hi Nicole Pacini. Okay, Nicole, guys, check out her products. She's absolutely and her unbothered bitch. Did I say it right? It's a real thing. It's really badass. Treat your business like a business sounds good to someone who knows what that look like. We need more education on the fundamentals of business operation. Hit it right on the nail. And guys, don't go anywhere. We're giving away a grant to someone that's watching live. Yes, I'm bitter bitch, guys. I'm bitter bitch. We're giving away a grant live to one of you, so don't go anywhere. And also, take 1 second to invite 10 friends to the live. So we are talking to Kelly Skalicky, Show Me the Money, okay? And Brenda Colston, hello, thank you. You would love to connect with her? Well, she's right here. Mind the Crown LLC, thank you so much for being here. So what she just said, and like you said, you know, you're so educated with this. And guys, she's also a lawyer, by the way. It sounds so easy, but to some of us, we still don't even know what that means. What are the business fundamentals? What does a good back shop look like? And I know that, right? I know I have to have my QuickBooks because for a loan, they're going to ask me for a P&L or a balance sheet. Always. So if you don't have that, you're not getting the loan. So is Stearns Bank willing to give some education, some workshops, something that really is relatable to us, come down to the fundamentals so that you can't say no?
Yeah, absolutely. If you call us, we'll walk you through that. I mean, for sure. We'll say, what do you have, right? And we have resources. We can say, look, bank statement, bank financials, it can sound really complicated, but
Yes,
we can
indeed.
start walking you through, these are the assets, these are your liabilities, personally, and then as a business.
Yeah.
Basic forms. You don't need, the beauty of it is your business better than anybody.
Of
and your
course.
business is going to be different than his business, different, and your dreams and what you want out of it is going to be different. So what's really important is know where you are now and ask questions, right? Don't be like, what do you need from me, right? What do you just go in if you're applying for a loan, what do you need from me? What documents do you need from me? And then get help. If you don't know, go to somebody like
With someone,
Nancy.
a
Give someone
Stearns,
like
right.
give us a call, right? And the other thing is, we want to earn your business. If you're banking somewhere else and you just say, "Hey, look, I applied for this. I don't know if this is right." Look, we're not going to be disparaging some other bank or some other financial institution. We want to earn your business. So if you have something and you said, "Oh, all things being equal, they'll give me a better rate," we'll say, "Go for it. Good for you. You do that,"
Okay.
right? And then when you grow up to here, you come back to us, right? I mean, we want to see you succeed, right? And we can't do every loan on the planet.
Right.
I mean, we're not that big, and we're not that we
But I
can't
do
do all of that.
appreciate that
But
you take smaller businesses, so that's very important.
Absolutely.
So
That's
next question
really
here,
important.
and guys, there's so many questions in here. Hello, Chaos, Custom Prints. Will this work for a small business with two businesses? Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
I would think so. Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people will have a couple of different businesses that are affiliated, right? Many times we'll have somebody that has, 3 different affiliates, right?
Okay.
Somebody have a packing company with a trucking company, and they're
So
organized
they're
that
all
way.
affiliated
Yep.
together. So biggest question I have here: how can someone build business credit? First of all, and you and I talk. Can we have our announcement yet, or no? We have
Yeah.
to wait for the credit card announcement.
No.
We can say it. Okay.
You can
So-
call us.
Well,
Yeah.
no, the BBE credit solution.
Yeah.
Can we talk about it?
Sure.
So Kelly is looking into a credit product for just BBE members and beyond, for secure credit, business credit, where we can build business credit that way. So that's really a great question. But how does someone build business credit? Because you kept saying we check your
yes.
business credit.
So you first start, if you're doing it on your personal card, get a loan, right? Get
What if
a
you can't get
business-
approved?
Get a business. Well, you're doing it already. Keep finding. Come talk to us, right? And then we'll say, look, this is where you have to build in order to get a loan. Even if you had a small loan, now you have a loan that you're paying, and you're building that credit up on a. So when somebody looks at your business profile, now you have business credit.
Okay,
that
but
you-
you're
that you've been
willing to
building.
help with that
So we
first
can-
startup small
That's
loan
right.
to build business
You have to
credit.
you have to start
Duh.
building some business credit.
That makes sense. So BBE Credit Solutions, Nicole. So it's gonna be a BBE credit card powered by Stearns, so we can create some solutions and not have a business credit card declined, and you can't build business credit. So they should definitely reach out
Yes.
to see how to do that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we do some classes to teach you how to build business credit. Now, remember this, though. You don't, and Adrienne asked this, you don't always need to have your personal credit as a collateral. You can build business credit without your personal credit as a collateral, because you can apply for some credit cards that don't require it. Am I?
Yeah, if you get a business loan, they're going to look at your personal credit, right, and probably have you guarantee.
What about a business credit card?
No,
See?
I mean you can get a business credit card, but they're going to look at your business, right, to see.
Okay, so your business still has to be sound in order
Yep.
to get that. So
Yep.
yeah, you don't have to use your personal credit. Okay, another question. Hi Pam. Pam is watching. So yeah, keep them coming, guys. So Gabe wants to know what other ways we can build business credit. Any other? Because I know you keep saying loan, but I kid you not, at least for our community, and I'm speaking for all of us, the word decline we have hives just thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's triggering
Yeah.
because most of us see it 10, 20, 30, 100 times, and it's really, really upsetting.
So if you have, for example, let's just say $10,000, okay, your business at least you could maintain, just pick a number, but let's say $10,000, right? If you deposited that in the bank and you went to a bank and said, would you give me, if you had $10,000, a $10,000 business loan secured by that $10,000 cash? Or let's say I needed to use $5,000, so $5,000 cash. There shouldn't be a bank on the planet that wouldn't do a cash secured loan. See, that would help you build, it would be booked as a loan, and it would be secured by cash, so that there's no risk of loss to the bank. But then you would build, just take out, pay that back, take out, and all of a sudden you'd have business credit, right? So there's
Okay.
ways to do it to build up that business credit.
How low
you
of a
know?
collateral? Because it's technically like a
Well,
collateral,
that'd be
really.
that'd be cash collateral. So there's no better. I mean,
There's
if-
no better way.
There's a bank with no more. Your collateral is the $5,000 sitting there. So you'd keep that $5,000 there, and then what it would allow you to do is build that credit that you're constantly
Absolutely,
paying, constantly paying,
absolutely.
constantly paying, and it's just like your personal credit score. So then when people look at your business, you'd have some business
You have
history.
history. Got it.
And that's a little amount, but it doesn't matter. We've looked at some secured cards where literally it could be $500.
Wow.
And if you paid that over 9 months, you would, and it's cash secured. So
That's
you've got the
incredible.
money to pay it. But the point is, you take baby steps to build. It's like any business,
Yep,
right? You
yep.
start with one contract, one store. All of a sudden you build, you're at a second store. Every business has that history.
Absolutely.
So I think if you're realistic about saying, okay, this is what I have to build, you have to be intentional about it. Let's just start there, and you'll see. I mean, boy, in a year you can be in a completely different situation.
yeah.
But you have to start somewhere.
But you would take a black owned business, and if they had that, and they can borrow against it,
Yeah.
side by side, really, and then use that cash to
Then-
build
then
their
you-
credit.
then
Got
you
it.
can build-
Understood.
So
That's
it's
so
little,
clear.
but it's something that you can do to start
Yeah.
down the road, right? Then
Yeah.
you get a business credit card because you have some business history, and then you're building, and all of a sudden,
Yeah. Okay, so last question I have here, I think it's for all of us. We would love to have lines of credits where we don't have to keep coming back begging for money. Can you give me some insight on that? And maybe I'm wrong. If I'm right, let me know. And Brittany, the answer to that is no. What do you think about lines of credit? Is it doable for a small business?
Same kind of thing. You could have, a small amount of line of credit. You could start again. You could start with 5,000, and then all of a sudden you're building up and showing that history. And now I'm at 10,000. Now I'm at 50,000. Now I'm 100,000. So you can start building that line of credit, right? SBA has a line of credit product, right? It's a revolving SBA loan line of credit. So it's just important that I think that you do business with somebody who is excited about your business as you are, and sees the vision that you see, and also gives you some guidance. Like, you want to be here, but like we all know, you got to start here
Absolutely.
and build up to that.
Absolutely.
Right?
Well, we're gonna hold you to that, Stearns, because truly we've heard no so much, and I think everybody here in the audience can relate, and that's why they're watching. Nicole says, I always feel like we have to use 99% of our personal income to found our business. Make that 99.8, Nicole. Access to capital is so hard for small businesses. You're absolutely right, Nicole. Yes, please drop your businesses in the chat. And I really do appreciate you funding Black-owned businesses, because again, I've seen it myself now, but also pouring back into the community. A lot of these businesses have small events where they want people to show up, actually show up, and I've seen you do just that. Can you commit to showing up, your team showing up, maybe sponsoring small events, pop-up shop, because that's how they make money. I want to say 70% of Black-owned businesses don't have a brick and mortar. So if they don't have a brick and mortar, they need space to sell. So we are looking for people to come out and support. Just show up. Can you help us with vendor tables?
Right.
Or volunteers?
So we'll have that as a takeaway, because it was so interesting when we met today. We had Pam, myself, Tom, Isaac, met today, and we're so excited because I mean, not having a retail location and doing pop-ups when you're online,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really smart, business way to operate.
It's how we survive.
And what's beautiful about that is you have a pop-up shop, you do a bunch of social media, right? You show your products, and then you reach beyond because you're a digital business. So that is it's such an efficient way to run a business and to grow a small business. So we will talk about how do we do that and how do we do it for a variety of businesses.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And do it through Black business enterprises. How about that?
Absolutely. Nicole wants to know, is Stearns Bank doing anything for Black Business Month?
Black Business Month. Well, we're here and we're doing for us.
Do you want to take us for a ride in your private jet?
Basically,
She has a private jet, y'all.
I do not. I do
The
not
bank,
personally
fine.
have.
The bank
right.
has a private jet.
Yeah.
And she's taking us on a ride.
But I mean, we do this day in and day out. For us, it's a matter of really, having the time and taking the time to learn about your business, right? Because everyone has a different path, and I think that's why I bring up, my personal story is we're very different as a bank. Most people think, again, all banks are the same. They're all regulated the same. They all look the same. For God's sake, they're all big, square box on a corner somewhere.
Yeah.
But we're very, very different. Deposit products, for example, we get to set those. We set the fees.
You make the rules, yeah.
We make the rules. Of course, we're regulated. We disclose the rules, but all bank accounts are not the same.
No.
Right? And it's, people just assume they are from one institution. They're not.
Oh, can I share about your nonprofit? Just so you know,
Yes.
Stearns Bank will give you $1,000 if you're a nonprofit for maintaining the business account for 12 months. They'll just
we have
donate $1,000.
We found a real need. That's a good example. Nonprofits, one of their biggest problems is nobody sees us, nobody understands us, nobody really
True.
understands what we do, and donations are one thing, but it's a hustle, and
It's a hustle.
we have a very different need in our banking services. So we've put together nonprofit banking solutions, and one of the things, every nonprofit does annual fundraising, right? Nonprofits write for grants, so there's income streams that are repeatable that we can look at. And we say, well, we could probably do a loan against that because historically you've done $50,000 every single year. So we can fund, because to have an event, you have to have some
You have
money
to have
to
money.
put on an event.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's this vicious circle.
Absolutely.
So, and then the
I
deposit.
know that's right.
And the deposit accounts, their fees end up being, more than they're earning on interest, right? They have multiple accounts, or they have different people on the signer. So we really learned about nonprofits, and I mean, this goes from community nonprofits to maybe the 4th of July, or a Boys and Girls Club, or a lake association.
No matter how small.
It doesn't matter
That's
what kind they are
incredible.
and how
so
small they are.
$1,000 for 12 months.
We'll say, look, we'll put into you, so we'll have this nonprofit banking solutions, but then maintain a banking relationship. A relationship is a two-way street.
Yes.
You have a relationship with us for 1 year, and we'll donate $1,000 to your nonprofit.
Yes,
Right? So we're
exactly.
putting our money where our mouth is. Show me the money.
I've seen it. Show me the money, Kelly Skalicky. Thank you so much. And speaking of nonprofit and showing me the money, Jayton, coming to the stage. Jayton, Twin City Film Fest. He's been waiting patiently. Okay, guys. So Jayton is going to come here and help me give away a grant today.
What?
Yeah. To one of our lucky people here online. So, hey guys, can you please put your
You get the
business?
fun part.
Yeah, I know, right? I grill, Kelly.
The fun part is sitting there and just absorbing all the knowledge.
Who needs a grant?
Oh, he's got to turn on his
We'll
mic.
contact you. I want you to
just say me?
bank with us.
Nancy,
because-
can you turn on Jayton's mic?
Oh,
There you go.
There we
Hi.
go.
See, am I good now?
Yes.
Can people hear me? Cool. As I was saying, I was absorbing the information. I run a nonprofit organization, and one of the things that we do is obviously put a lot of stuff on our credit cards. I'm currently talking to my treasurer about a sweep where we can get a line of credit and have the line of credit automatically pay off their credit cards. So there's tricks and trades that people don't really even know about. And I just learned this. And my dad was a banker, right, in India. So, and I'm absorbing as much information as possible. So just listening to you was amazing.
Yeah, we should talk because we also learn a lot of things from other businesses. So what works for you will work for these other nonprofits across the country. So
Hustlers. We're all hustlers,
and so we design these products, especially for a nonprofit, then we change them. When we say this is a need that we didn't know that is really prevalent.
Yeah.
So we then we can change it based on.
You hit it right on the mark, right? Like most nonprofits have to do the events in order to get the revenue.
And we need 50 grand to do that.
And we need to do
Both of us know that.
But you have a history of doing it.
We
so
do, exactly.
You have a proven history. So we already have nonprofits who bank with us. So we started looking at that and going, well, why don't we finance this? They have a proven record. They're going to raise that or 3 times that if we give them a head start on that. So that's exactly.
I'm going to call you for the ball.
Right.
Because every year, Jayton and I mean, I'm on year 4. You are on year 7, I don't know, 50.
For my festival, this is 14th year.
Okay, so 10 years ahead of me. And every year, Jayton and I really struggle to get these sponsors, raise money. It is tiring work, tireless. But we know we can make the money, but it would be better if we had a little bit of a head start. So with that said,
a little bit of cushion goes a long way.
Should we give away some money?
I want to give away as much money as you got.
Can you tell us about the Twin Cities Film Fest, and then we'll give away?
So Twin Cities Film Fest is a nonprofit organization. Obviously, we're known for the exhibitions. Our festival is coming up in October. We'll have about 140 films, about 10,000 folks that'll come through. And one of our missions and visions, me as a BIPOC leader, is to share more diverse stories. So we are going all in, and we're going to be showing a lot of films. Actually, 70% of our films will be either so women content, LGBTQ, AAPI, Indigenous, or Black.
That's dope. And you know what I love about Jayton? Last year, he took our BBE commercials, not just for myself, Ranita at Slave Beauty Supply, and others within BBE, and put them in front of the movie theaters, in front of the movies. That was so incredible. Thank you so much.
It's the least we
and
can
at
do,
no
right?
cost, guys.
No.
He ate the cost. So we are so grateful for you guys. So please tell us in the chat why you need a grant, and Jayton and I are going to pick here someone to give a grant to.
Pressure.
So we already have one in the chat right now. And guys, can you tell me about the angry emoji? There's one angry emoji I keep seeing, and I'm so curious. I'm actually really elated to see it. I want to know why. So tell me.
Somebody's connected and emotional. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I love emotional people,
let's hear
guys.
the why.
Okay, so I have one. Mind the Crown says, and I actually just lost. Can you put Mind the Crown? Oh, there's the Twin Cities Film Fest right there. Gabe, if you can find the Mind the Crown comment, I lost it, but I think she wrote that she wants to create a safe haven for women. Mind the Crown LLC helps women understand.
It's up there.
Yeah, okay, thank you. My goal is to create a safe haven for women and provide them with the tools they need to embrace a gentler, more authentic way of life. By Mind the Crown. Thank you so much. Anyone else want to share about your mission and what you're trying to do? Brenda Colston, Notaries to Go. She trains notaries and help people get I believe also closers, home closers. I'm not sure. You have to give me. There it is, Minnesota Closing Academy. I got a memory, but
nice.
you know. Then Nicole Pacini, of course, she has her Unbitter Bitch package. She also has a decorating. She decorates with beautiful, beautiful pillows, candles. I've seen it all. Brittany Fowler with her amazing store, the Butter Love Aromatics. Tell us about your business so that we can grant you. So what are you thinking here? Do you want to help me?
I mean, I want to help everybody.
I know you do, and that's
That's who we are. As
you ain't
people,
no pro.
Right? I want to.
We have a budget like this small. You and I.
Actually, hint, I actually have a film that I might be showcasing, and I was on a conversation with Harpo earlier today.
Harpo.
Yep.
Not Harpo. That's
That's all. That's Oprah's company.
I know.
You know, you mentioned
don't think
Oprah.
I know Harpo.
So,
Harpo.
I asked if
All
if
my
Miss
life I have to
Winfrey
fight.
would attend, but unfortunately she can't. But I think I have the film, and it's called The Color of Care, which is all about healthcare disparities as it relates to people who are colored.
I love it. Well, make sure you tell Harpo about me, okay? Because
Sure.
I'm
Like
her daughter.
if she was gonna attend, you don't think I was gonna have you interview
Absolutely.
her?
But I'm her daughter, so she needs to know me. Okay.
So, what are the options? Who we got? Who we got?
We got some
We have
comment,
Alicia. My plan is to scale my business and continue to offer all natural bath and body care. Then we have Brenda. I need a new space for classes so we can introduce the businesses to young ladies who are ready to enter the workforce. And yes, default. Okay. Let me see. The acronym for the unbitter BITCH is the bold pronouncement for women exercising their freedom, acrimonious behavior. It stands for being in total control of yourself.
Just mic drop.
I didn't know that.
That's amazing.
Women who experience pain, abuse, abandonment, and other life-threatening challenges can hold on to the pain and become extremely bitter. Wow.
Is that one of our candidates?
This is one of our candidates, blowing me away. This is incredible. I love this. So I think we should do 2 $500 grants. What do you think?
I love it. I'm all for.
You want to pick one and I pick one?
Yeah,
Kelly, you want to help us?
Yeah.
You go.
No, she said, you go.
I'm gonna
Okay.
do I'm gonna do the unbitter BITCH.
Okay, Jayton, congratulations, Nicole Pacini, unbitter BITCH.
Yep.
And it's an actual acronym. That is incredible. Congratulations on your grant. We'll send it over. Brittany Fowler.
And is this from Stearns, the grant, or just like a BBE grant, or?
Actually, this is Media Bridge Advertising.
Oh my
Tracy
gosh, Tracy,
Call.
of course, is Tracy.
Yep,
You know what?
Her $1,000 donation is going out.
I'll do a 500 additional. So
What?
we can pick a third. Actually, we're gonna have
Are you kidding?
we'll have you
Yep.
pick it. We'll have you pick the third one, and then they'll get the 500.
Okay, let me read one more. Are you serious?
I just said it.
Okay, Brittany Fowler says she needs marketing, advertising in order to attract customers and build brand awareness, training, education, staying up to date within the latest trend, techniques, and products in the hair industry. Community impact. Nicola's Boutique can contribute to local community by providing jobs, supporting local suppliers, and offering services to residents. And what I do know, Brittany actually makes wigs for people with cancer as well, so she's a badass. So I would love to give my grant to Mind the Crown LLC.
Love it. Nice. Congrats.
Because I love the safe haven for women, and I know that I was made very hard by events in my life, so I really appreciate the safe haven portion. Would you like to?
Brittany Fowler. Yeah.
Brittany Fowler.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
you
was-
remember
that was a
her
long-
name?
Yeah, that was.
There it is.
that was-
Okay, hands down.
Yeah.
Brittany Fowler's Nicola's Boutique. You get 500. I love this. We should do that more often and hopefully
Anytime.
not go
Yeah.
broke. That's fantastic.
No, the more you put out there in the world, the more you get back.
I agree. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Did you have fun, Kelly?
I had a lot of fun.
Thank you for letting me grill you. I really appreciate it. As our very first white guest, I want to say you really held your own very damn well. Jayton, thank you so much for always supporting us.
Anytime.
And for the $500 grant, I want to tell you that means the world to all of us. And we truly do appreciate you. And thank you already for including us in the Twin City Film Fest.
yeah.
Remember, the BBE members, we have all access. So as long as you get your membership, we get a discount. We get to see films with Jayton. We have VIP access. I can't wait to see you guys there, guys. Entrepreneurs Hotline. My name is Nancy, and I'm out. See you next week.